Hello, everybody. I know a lot of people have been wondering what we've been up to since Mercs and Music dropped. Bug squashing, of course, and I took a much needed break from crafting quest mods to working on 2 new gameplay mods and updating 2 of my older mods. In this video here, I'm going to show off the 2 new mods and what some of the changes were to the older mods that I've updated. First up is classic power armor training. Now, I have been seeing some of the comments saying that PA training is a Fallout 3 and New Vegas thing. For me, those are my classics. I jumped into Fallout World with 3 in New Vegas, and I wanted to bring back this gameplay mechanic. It also helped me address an issue I had with Fallout 4, that power armor is so plentiful and given to the player within the first hour of gameplay. You all should know by now, I make mods that make Fallout 4 more difficult. What this mod does is it prevents the player from getting into and piloting power armor unless they received formal training. And I've put 4 trainers in the world. Some are faction dependent, and to get access to them, you have to join their faction and play through the storyline. Others are willing to train you for the right amount of caps. This effectively locks the use of power armor until about Act 2 of the main game.
That was top-notch gunner killing skills you showed. Now, that Zeke has officially welcomed you as an Adams cat. I got a deal for you. You can't be an Adams cat without power armor. You need to be in a no cowboy. For 1,000 caps, I can drop some knowledge on you. What do you say?
What are you talking about?
Power armor? You want to learn how to be a pilot or not? You really are a square.
Here's your money.
Alright, cowboy. Here's the deal. You gotta stay loose and not be so square. You can't muscle these things to move. You gotta let it do all the work. See? Not so hard. Head over to Rowdy. She can hook you up with some power armor, frames, and parts. See you later, cowboy.
Next up is Gunfighter Framework. This is the spiritual successor to Survivalist First Aid. It's been repackaged and rebranded. It only has one file dependency, and that's Immersive Animation Framework. This mod overhauls ballistic weapons and explosions to have actual projectiles, not simulated bullets. Fallout 4's unmodded bullets act like laser beams. The projectiles from Gunfighter Framework have real-world speed, weight, and drop. They also have surface penetration, so you can shoot through some walls and objects. Each bullet also has a bleeding effect. Now, this bleeding effect can be cancelled out or mitigated by wearing armor. This is similar to MAME or BLD in mechanics. You get shot, you have a damage over time bleed effect. Where this is different is it does not need a patch for every weapon or armor mod in your load order. It uses Fallout 4's vanilla keyword system and overhauls the vanilla projectile entries. This mod, in most cases, will work with any modded gun or armor without needing its own patch, so long as the gun uses a vanilla projectile and the modded armor has the appropriate vanilla keyword. If the gun or armor does need a patch, it is a very simple process of swapping out the firearms projectile to use a vanilla projectile, or in the case of armor, simply add the vanilla keyword to the piece of armor. Along with the ballistic system is a small group of healing items that are designed to heal you when wounded. All injuries and wounds are visible in the Pip-Boy. The corresponding medical items have in their description, also readable from the Pip-Boy menu, of what they treat.
We'd like to congratulate the basketball team on their victory against the Springfield Hawks last week. Go Bears!
Included is an optional headshot kill mode. If the player or the NPC gets shot in the head and they are not wearing a helmet that provides ballistic protection, this will cause instant death. This goes for both the player and enemy NPCs. This is shut off by default. If managing different injuries and healing items are not your style, there's a simple mode that allows all injuries to be healed by stim packs. I have also included a hardcore mode that requires using multiple healing items for multiple injuries. For example, if you have 2 active bleeds, you'll need to use 2 tourniquets to stop the bleeding. Both of these mechanisms can be accessible from the included holotape. What about your companions? Well, they can be treated normally with a stim pack, and all bleeding effects hurting them will be removed. The NPC can use a stim pack that's in their inventory as normal, or you can use the stim pack on them when they're downed. That concludes the showcase on the new mods. Now we get to the updates. The first of the updated mods is Aim Fatigue. Aim Fatigue no longer requires Fallout 4 script extender, so it will be coming to Xbox. The new features include a progression mode. When you start off the mod, aiming and reloading will be slow. As you aim down sights and perform reloads, you will get progressively faster at aiming and faster at reloading. Eventually, when you hit expert level, you'll be able to reload fast and aim down sights faster than the default Vanilla 4 settings. I also added a depth of field effect. Now, when aiming, the vision slightly blurs. This is to simulate the shooter getting sight alignment, eye focus, and the time it takes to get a sight picture. As your player becomes a more skilled shooter, the depth of field effect will dissipate much quicker. For eagle-eyed viewers, you'll have noticed this depth of field effect and the difference in ADS speed and reloading already. The other big change is that Aim Fatigue no longer uses action points as its health pool. It now uses its own health pool. As it runs out, the player's vision will blur and the camera will shake. Eventually, if they continue to stay in ADS and the health pool hits 0, the player will then be kicked out of ADS. The Aim Fatigue health pool will slowly regenerate as long as the player is not in ADS mode. Weapons that are equipped with scopes will deplete your Aim Fatigue health pool. However, being in power armor will prevent all of your health pool from being depleted while in ADS. The next feature was a request from the community, basically having a different drain rate based on how heavy the weapon was in your hand. I set this system up to utilize the vanilla keywords, so based on whether it's a one-handed pistol, a two-handed sniper rifle, or a heavy weapon, will change the rate at which your aim fatigue pool depletes. Once again, this mod is very modular and you can turn on and off a lot of these features. So you can turn off progression mode, camera shake, the visual effects, and even the ADS kickout from the provided holotape.
Good fucking riddance.
Next up is the update to PTSD health management system.
You picked the wrong fight, Raider.
So violent.
The base mechanics are the same. Killing humans and supermutants have negative effects on your mental health. Eating food, drinking alcohol, and doing drugs will improve your mental health. New with this update is Nuka-Cola and Zim products now benefit your mental health. Sleeping for 8 hours will improve your mental health, but be warned, you could end up having a nightmare if you go to bed and your mental health is too far gone. The Lover's Embrace perk provides an improvement to your mental health and can be triggered once in a 24-hour period. Having dog meat as an active companion and every 5 hours of continuous travel with dog meat will improve your mental health. You can now pet dog meat. After petting him, your mental health will improve, and you'll get a bonus to charisma. You can only do this once every 24 hours to prevent people from spamming it. Now, if you don't manage your mental health, you'll experience negative side effects. Side effects include hypervigilant, night terrors, auditory hallucinations, and flashbacks. I went through and added 14 new sound effects to the auditory hallucination stage. Now, the biggest change I made was to stage 4. Many people found it too intrusive, and to me that was the point. Once you reach that stage, I wanted to make it so the player had to address their mental health and not be able to continue playing until they did. I listened to the feedback and completely removed that mechanic and added in flashbacks. At random time intervals, the player will be subject to flashbacks of events they have experienced. Only the player will acknowledge them and interact with them. These range from reliving past battles, pre-war and post-war, Kellogg murdering your spouse and stealing your son, and even the day that the bombs dropped. So guys, that's it. That's what I've been working on since Marks and Music has completed. And I hope you guys enjoy. Links for all the mods are in the description below.